I love this
I don't know, I feel it adds humor. So yeah, I'll let it. I know this. So I'm a huge fan of 50s music, just so you know. But we're usually quiet on the beginning of the intros and shit, but it's all good. Hello. It's your main man, Sean Something to Write to Lewis, aka your friendly neighborhood Something to Write to, coming at you live and direct on a Saturday at 8:42. Not that the time matters. I have no idea in hell why I told you guys the time, but I'm here coming at y'all as I stated. Sitting across from me is my boy Matt. Cool friend of mine from work and shit. We're finding out we got a lot of things common, like the type of porn we prefer, type of food we like to eat while we watch porn and all that good shit, man. So say some shit. How the fuck are you, my dude?
I'm doing fucking great, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. So you were just telling me about mashups.
Yeah, dude. I listened to a dude named Girl Talk. And he'll take two things you've never heard of, or you've heard together.
Yep.
And he'll put them together, and it's a whole new song.
Like, give me an example.
He'll take... A good example is he takes Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, real quick, sorry. This is episode number, I think... What episode is this? Fucking...
69? 420?
This is episode, I think, 25. I think.
25 is a good number.
25 or 26. We're somewhere in there.
Let's hope for 25. If it's 26, fuck it.
Yeah, I haven't been, quite... I haven't been lending this podcast all the attention I should because of life circumstances and such for the past month. But anyway, man, back to what you were saying, Girl Talk.
He takes, a good example would be he takes Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones.
I want to paint it black.
He takes the guitar part.
Yeah.
And he takes Black and Yellow.
What?
Yeah, and you don't think it will sound good together, but that doon 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 doon.
Yeah.
Doon, doon. And he's like, I mean, I don't know the lyrics without hearing it.
What, Black and Yellow?
Yeah.
Or?
But it's like
black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
When you hear the two together, it fucking works. He did. My favorite one is the song's called "Oh No." He takes "War Pigs" by Black Sabbath.
Yes.
And Ludacris, "Move Bitch."
Okay.
And you get the build up from War Pigs, and then the Ozzy starts singing and generals gathered in their masses, and "Move, bitch," and then
okay.
It's just like witches act like masses, get out the way. And then
So is it to the metal track you're getting Ludacris?
You're getting Ludacris's lyrics over this metal track. And dun 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 dun, and Ozzy stops singing and oh no, the fight's out, you about to get
your lights out.
Yeah,
get the fuck back. Guard your grill.
Yeah, that shit. But it's over this bass and guitar and drums from the 70s.
And it works.
And he does it seamlessly. He fucking mixes back and
who was this you said?
His name's Girl Talk.
Okay.
And I just found him on fucking YouTube, man. I was just
browsing and shit.
Browsing and you might like this. I'm like, hey, I might like this. I like the album cover.
Speaking of YouTube, not to off what you're saying, because that's fucking badass. You're gonna have to show me that. I actually wish I like that song we played at the beginning of the joint. Yeah. I'm a huge fucking lover of the 50s music, as I stated. But now I kind of wish I would have chose that to be my intro for the day. But oh well, better look next time.
Try it later.
But anyway, man, while we're on, what were we on? What the fuck what did I just say? I literally just forgot it.
You were talking about the 50s, the music.
But before that, I said there was something that I wanted to talk to you about. Are you aware?
I forgot.
Ain't that some shit? You were just telling me something, man. You were literally just telling me. We were talking about the mashups. Ozzy.
Oh, he does Kanye and Beck. on one track.
That's
and
not
it's like,
where I was going.
Just,
but go ahead.
It's just, I don't know, that mashup shit. But yeah, definitely use it for an intro. I'll give you some songs.
Definitely. I so had a point to throw out there, but I completely forgot it.
Yeah, it happens.
So that's where we're at now. Oh no, fucking YouTube, man! You said you were just browsing.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just browsing it on YouTube. So I've recently been browsing YouTube, coming up with trying to come up with some ideas for my own personal channel, man. And I've been seeing these reaction videos, and there's this dude named Weeaboo Reacts. It's this young kid, man. And anyway, I like the way he does it. He's a black kid, and he listens to metal, and so he brings all his little friends in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of them are not
into it.
Yeah, at all. But they give it a chance, and I like recording their I like seeing them, their little reactions to it. And so I've been thinking about
it.
Yeah, and so I've been thinking about it, and I've also been watching people react to like other people's vids and shit like that. And so I had the idea of obviously copying that idea and doing my own little versions of it. Would you be open to some shit like that when I get a camera?
Hell
like me just fucking filming you, showing you weird shit?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. We used to watch those, like reaction videos to like 2 Girls, 1 Cup and other shit like that. People watching gross ass porn and just get disgusted. That was always a highlight of YouTube for me.
No, I don't think they'll let me show.
You can't show it, but like you can just film the people watching it. That's how it always was.
I mean, on most of the videos I'll probably do, man, I'll probably put the video of whatever we're watching in the middle of us, but because that's what Weeaboo Reacts did, man. Shouts out to Weeaboo Reacts, though. He ain't gonna hear this for a while, but I fucking love YouTube, man. It's a
game changer.
It really is, and it's such a wonderful tool.
Yeah,
I feel if you're trying to do something as I do, or make music, or any of that shit, man. Just be in the entertainment world. Period. If you game, if you have any kind of nerd in you.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like it's wonderful, man. I love that we have something like that as of now. You could get rich as fuck out of nowhere. Is this smoking you out? This incense here?
No, that smells really good.
All right, I feel like it's smoking you
dude,
out.
I burn incense all the time.
Right on, but
shout out to wherever he got his incense
at. My wife bought it from the local store, Lucky Stop, up the block.
Can't go wrong.
In fucking Iraq. I live in Iraq. I'm not in America. Just because creepers, man. You got to throw them off their game.
Don't worry, I live in El Barrio.
But, so you were wanting to know, when was I first aware?
What age were you? What time were you at? When did you find out I'm a fucking nerd?
So it's funny you asked me that question, man, because I got a story for that.
Let's hear it.
So about a year and a half ago, man, I became aware. Nerd aware. I became aware of my nerd, and I came out of the nerd closet, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I've always been nerd, man. I've always liked superheroes and shit, but I was more, on
reserved
the low
about it.
Yeah, man, because, I like girls. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that shit doesn't work, unless you meet, like, some down-to-earth chick, or, like, a chick like my wife and shit. Somebody that truly accepts you for who you are. And so when we first got together, I was all, hooded out, thinking I was cool, and I was a fucking dork. I was a geek back then. Fuck that guy. But I'm way more happy with the man I am now. But so like about half a year in or so, I was a very angry man.
Yeah.
Very angry, very depressed, pissed off all the fucking time, and we were on the verge of splitting.
Yeah.
And she told me, look, man, if you can't get over this emotional shit, I'm going to leave. I'm out. I can't do this. I want to be happy. I don't want to deal with, I don't know if this is the route you wanted to go, but anyway, this is the story. Yeah. So, she was going to take off, and, man, we so happened to hit up a comic book store, man, and I found all these, these, I don't know, I fell in love with comic books. They brought light to my life when I was in a dark place. I grew up without, father figures and stuff like that. And so reading these comic books, I see all these men that became father figures to me in a sense. They taught me that a man has a code. Before comic books, I never had a code. I was reckless. I was ruthless and ignorant, But I found these men that had a code and a set standard in which they live by, whether they do right or wrong, And so I started to take recognition of that and believe in these certain codes, man. And now I have a code which I stick by, and that's just to be a good guy and try to do the right thing no matter what. I'm more on the hero side, which brings me to a question for you. But so that was my start for comics. She let me because wives are in charge. She let me pick up my first couple issues, man. I actually had some issues already, man. A big old box of Spawn comic books I kept in my Jordan box. But that's back when I cared about shoes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, she let me pick up some issues, man. And I think my first couple issues was I bought a Swamp Thing. I bought some Daredevil because Daredevil's my guy. Anyway, and it just went crazy from there. And I realized we hit up our first con together, and I was like, man, this is something I want to raise my son around. This is what I want to build our family off of. This is the pinnacle of who I want to be and I want my family to be. Nerds, I have learned, versus other people that I've been in company with are a positive group of individuals.
They're the most accepting group you'll ever
They very much are. You sit in a room full of, hoodlums, man. You're quick to get judged. You're quick to get hated on. You'll get into an argument and you'll either, solve it with violence. And that's really where it goes a lot, unless you're in a room of intelligent, which I know intelligent, people of that sort. So yeah, man. And being with nerds, man, you get into an argument. It's going to be an argument about Star Wars versus Star Trek, and you guys are just going to talk it out.
Star Trek's going to always win.
I disagree highly. Star Wars is amazing. I'm a big fan of science fantasy. That's what I feel Star Wars is, with science fantasy. Star Trek, science fiction. Though I haven't even really put in the time for Star Trek.
See, man,
you can't beat the Force.
I grew up on Star Wars. I did too. I've seen every Star Wars movie. I can't imagine how many times. And I came to about 2 or 3 years ago. I was bored. I was watching Netflix. It was late at night. I ran out of everything to watch.
How'd you jacked off that night?
Probably.
See?
Nothing to do. So, there's Star Trek The Next Generation. All fucking 12 seasons. It's the one that came out in the 80s.
Okay.
It's got, what else has he been in? Patrick Stewart. He does, he's Professor Xavier.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So it's got Professor Xavier as the captain.
Wonderful Professor X, by the way.
Fucking best Professor X.
I agree.
McAvoy doesn't hold a candle.
Real quick, while we're on that tip, sorry. Since I've cut my hair, I'm bald right now currently, and everybody's been calling me Professor X at work, and I don't discredit that. Call me that, please. That's very cool. So anyway, go ahead.
You got Loki,
We got Loki. X. I'm fucking Professor X, dude. Yeah. We got to name everybody else. Avery is not a part of it just because fuck Avery. I love that guy.
He can be Johnny Flame.
He can. I was actually thinking, we're still on your topic, but there was somebody that popped in. Wally West is redheaded.
Yeah, I heard you call him Wally West the other day.
I didn't think anybody heard it.
He didn't know who Wally West was.
That's a compliment.
That was funny, yeah.
That's a fucking compliment, dude. I wish I could be Wally West, but I'm Professor X. He was cool. I like him. He's a kid. The kid Flash, he's alright. He could be Black Widow. She has red hair. And Avery's
Poison Ivy, too.
He could.
He's not sexy enough to be Poison Ivy, though.
But he could be Black Widow, though. He's pretty sexy. Anyway, back what the fuck you were saying. Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah, so I just dove in head fucking deep, dude. It was like get into everything. Sorry.
It's all good.
But it opened up a whole new world, because I always thought, fucking Star Trek is stupid. Like, you see the Star Trek fans, Trekkies, getting interviewed and stuff on YouTube, and you see how nerdy they are. It's like, I get it. I get it.
What is it about Star Trek? What puts that over Star Wars for you, man? Because I got guys that'll be angry.
I mean, the big thing for me was you have movies for Star Wars. You have the original trilogy, which is the best.
I agree. High five.
Absolutely. That's like God tier movies right there. I mean, The New Hope's definitely not my favorite, but
I haven't even watched them. Rogue One's actually on Netflix right now.
A New Hope is episode 3. That's the first one.
Oh yes, I'm thinking of what's the newest one that just Force Awakens.
You haven't seen a Force Awakens?
I haven't seen Rogue One or Force Awakens.
Dude, oh my god.
Rogue One's on Netflix.
Star Trek tangent.
Stay on it, yeah.
No, we're staying with Star Wars, excuse me. I saw Force Awakens and Rogue One within the last year. Force Awakens is okay. They dropped some fucking some fucking cool shit on that. So they're like fucking bringing Mark Hamill back for this shit.
Yes.
And I've seen some great shit with that. But Rogue One was a whole new monster, dude. It was fucking cool to see it. It's a standalone movie, and they dropped some, like, hint bombs at it, like...
Some Easter eggs.
Because the very end of Rogue One is the very beginning of A New Hope.
Yes.
Because the last scene in Rogue One, and spoilers if you haven't seen it, is, like, them sending the encoded message with R2-D2 onto the Rebellion Corvette that Princess Leia's on. So that was fucking cool to see all of that. It's
Did it make
like
you fucking come everywhere? Or?
I wasn't exactly happy with the ending. I mean, the characters are badass as fuck. I'm not going to say what happens, but like, I'll just say American cinema has really fucking jaded me to like wanting a happy ending.
Really?
Yeah, I mean...
I love dark endings. It makes you like, yes!
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. I've watched a bunch of shit where, like, nothing ends well for anybody, and I love it.
Dude.
There's great movies like that.
I love Spider-Man to defeat Green Goblin, save Aunt May, but Uncle Ben has to always stay dead. Yes, it has to
What did you think about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
I loved him.
I thought it was fucking cool that they chose Gwen Stacy over... Mary Jane, and the fact that they fucking killed Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
I was like, they wouldn't do that shit with Mary Jane. They were like, oh, we're gonna kill her, but no.
I'm gonna come out and say this, and a lot of people are gonna be mad. Guys, we're not on topic today. Sorry, we're gonna talk about what the fuck we feel like it, and that's that. Tell him, Steve Dave. I love how they do that in the fucking cast.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Have you seen that? Oh, sorry. Have you seen that in the movies where they'll do that? They'll do Steve Dave and Fanboy, and like they'll be doing like in Mallrats. They're like sitting there waiting to meet.
Yeah,
Stanley.
Walt Flanagan and Brian fucking
like,
tell him. That's where it came from.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
That's where the fuck it came from. All right, hold on. Let me say this.
Shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna come out and say this. Have you seen Homecoming?
No.
Okay, we're gonna change the fuck out of that. We're gonna fucking lube that shit, open it, dive in with some Homecoming. Hope you get that.
Yeah.
Hope you follow. Alright, Homecoming's wonderful. Tom Holland is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the new guy.
I've seen him in Civil War.
He fucking, I came everywhere.
He killed it. I loved that they chose a young Peter Parker.
I loved it. But I'm gonna say this, and everybody's gonna hate me. Because people have been asking me, Sean, what's your view on Homecoming this, Homecoming that? I've been bullshitting, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've been bullshitting everybody. You know, I like it, okay? And this is what I have been telling them. I guess I haven't been bullshitting. I like it. I love it, matter of fact. It's great. But I liked Andrew Garfield more.
I like Andrew Garfield more.
I like the dude. Now, Tom Holland, I'm happy with him. Like, we can keep him. He's great. I'm all behind that.
But
Spidey.
Garfield fucked that up.
Garfield's great. And did you see, I don't know if you've done research, but this kid wanted it, man. Andrew Garfield. Like, he's cried and shit about losing the part. And, like, I feel Andrew Garfield deserved it, man. He deserved that shit.
He was a great Spider-Man.
It was everything to him.
Yeah.
So I fully, I don't know, sanction Andrew Garfield as my Spider-Man. I like him.
I'd bring him back for a sequel.
I definitely would. And we could keep Tom Holland in that universe, but Sony needs to go ahead and continue.
You can do standalone Spider-Mans with Andrew Garfield.
That'd be great. And standalone Tom Holland, because I don't necessarily want to get rid of Tom Holland.
No, he can do the shit with the Avengers.
Well, I'm saying he could have his, just in the MCU, when associating with Disney, that could be Tom Holland. But like separate, Sony can be making their own money over here off that Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
So that's my feelings on Andrew Garfield. I loved him. And I also loved Tobey Maguire, man. A lot of people hate him. I love the reason
so fucking corny. And
the reason I love it though,
30, dude.
You gotta understand though, like that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, I did too.
And so he always has that in my heart.
I'll give it to. I love Sam Raimi. And
Sam Raimi did good.
Sam Raimi did good. I love that they had Bruce Campbell doing stuff for it.
Yeah.
I've always been a big Sam Raimi fan. So I was so pleased that he did. And I loved those movies.
Yeah.
But, like, looking back, I mean, I don't like Tobey Maguire. I hated that they did fucking Eric from That 70s Show.
I disagree with that.
I didn't like that.
I hated it.
But I loved Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
Oh, the best.
He was fucking perfect, because he is every bit of crazy. What are your
views on casting him as Joker?
I'd love it.
You think he'd do good?
I've seen mock-ups. Dude, he would be amazing, because he's already creepy looking.
I think he'd kill it. Not saying he's not a handsome male, but he looks...
Did you watch Sons of Anarchy?
I've seen some of it.
There's that dude with he actually has the scars already on his face. Yeah, someone fucking, like, stuck a knife in his mouth and when they robbed him.
On the show?
No, in
real life.
Real life. You go look at his pictures, he's got these scars for real. So he would be... I'd like to see him as a Joker, but
see, the scars...
Scottish, so... Like, I mean, you can fake the scars, but, like, it's cool to see, like, to have the real scars and shit. That'd be cool.
But correct me if I'm wrong, the scars weren't a thing on Joker until the Heath Ledger film, correct? Until Heath Ledger was in... I don't remember seeing scars on Joker. I know he's cut off his face and shit, but I've never seen him with scars. Until then.
Was it really only Heath Ledger? I thought Sam Nicholson...
Jack Nicholson. No, man, Jack Nicholson just had a big-ass smile. And Heath Ledger, I feel, started the scars, dude.
I loved the scars. Heath Ledger's my Joker.
He's mine, too, but Jack Nicholson had his place.
Okay, I'll say Heath Ledger's my live-action Joker.
But Mark
Hamill is my animated Joker. I can't... No one will be able to beat...
Here's something. Give me your best Mark Hamill Joker.
Can't do it. I could do a piss-poor... Heath Ledger Joker.
Do your Heath Ledger. I want to hear it for the cast.
All right. It's my favorite fucking line from Dark Knight, and it's the end of it when he's caught the when he's caught the Joker and he's sitting there swinging back and forth,
cracking up for no reason.
It's like, you won't kill me out of some misguided sense of justice, and I won't kill you because you're just too much fun.
Yes.
I was like, that was the line. I used to be able to do
I'm big into are they impersonations?
Yeah, I used to be able to do Alfred.
Let's hear it.
If I'm doing this, I have to do it the right way. So, the guy's name is Michael Caine.
Yes.
Okay, so... You see, Michael Caine talked like this in the 1960s.
Yes.
But as the years have gone by, his voice has gone several octave levels lower.
Yes.
You have to talk very fucking slowly. Because Michael Caine does not talk fast. And he talks loudly indeed.
Yes.
And what's the point of all them bloody push-ups, Master Wayne, if you can't even lift a bloody lock?
I love that. That was beautiful. Alright, so... As I told you, I'm a big fan of impersonations. Not good at them all, but not good at them at all. That's what I meant to say. But this is my animated series Batman. Kevin Conroy. So this is from the Killing Joke comic book. I automatically go to comic books when trying to quote stuff, because I don't remember shit from the animated
movie is good.
Yes, it was good aside from the first 30 minutes where Batman fucks Batgirl and it has nothing to do with the comic.
No, that's just anime titties.
Yeah, and that's Dick Grayson's girl. I'm very offended. You don't fuck his girl, man. Come on, you're already the man. And then you fuck his girl. He left you to be his own hero because he was tired of being under you. And then you fuck his... Anyway. Alright, so look. Batman walks into the prison. Arkham. Mm-hmm. And Joker sitting across... You've seen a fucking film. You know the scene. Yeah. I'm setting it up for them. Joker sitting across from him. Joker. Quotations.
Yeah.
Sitting across from him. Batman sits down. Oh, hold on. That's not it. Joker. I've been thinking a lot. About me. And about you. And about how this is all going to end. I don't feel like I'm killing it right now. About how this is all going to end. You're going to kill me. Or I'm going to kill you. But you know that, don't you? Answer me. Joker. You know that, don't you? Joker. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's my
that's good.
Joker.
I like it.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Robin, give me the calculations to the Batcave. That's my Kevin Conroy Batman. I'm not a fan of the Christian Bale voice. Christian Bale did great. The movie was... I love the Dark Knight trilogy.
Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs?
Yes.
Swear to me.
Swear to me. It's all right.
I swear to God. I swear to me.
Have you seen the College Humor version of it? They make fun of it. It's hilarious. You need to watch it. I'll show it to you.
I've seen Bat Dad, though.
Yes, I love that guy. That's going to be me and my son.
Yeah.
Except I'll probably be Spidey Dad. While we're on impersonations, I got to run mine to you. You ran to. My Joker sucks. I cannot do a Mark Hamill Joker. So, I'll try. Hello, Batsy. I can't do that.
The laugh is so hard to do.
Mark Hamill did wonderful.
Hello, Bats.
You did a wonderful Heath Ledger.
Thank
I
you.
liked it. I enjoyed it. All I'm going to quote is obviously just the, why so serious? I'm not too good at that. But I've been working on my Vegeta.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, so. I am the prince of all Saiyans. That's my Vegeta. I don't know. Kakarot. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Also, I got a Naruto. I've recently did a Naruto. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with it, but let's hear it.
All right, so he's I'm gonna be the next Hokage. Believe it. If you Naruto fans, you'll fuck with me on it, but because I feel it's pretty spot on. But anyway, I love impersonation. Can you do a Bruce Willis? Because his voice.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of a Bruce Willis. Besides Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's the one I love.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But his voice is perfect. It's just so calm, but so badass. I can't do it though.
I can't.
I can't do Bruce. I'm gonna have to study it.
I can't do. I used to be able to do Beavis and Butthead, but then I hit puberty and that shit went out the window.
I can do a Harley.
Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hiya puddin', Mr. J. It's obviously a man doing it, you can tell.
Yeah.
But I'd love to get into some voice acting one day.
Have you seen I Know That Voice?
I have not.
It's a fucking amazing documentary. And it's all these voice actors being interviewed about what their job's like. And you have people who are just getting into voice acting and people who are fucking legends of voice acting. And the biggest thing that I wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do voice acting.
I think it'd be so fun.
I've always done weird voices and noises and tried to do impressions and shit. And the one thing they're always the big one was you can do these voices, but can you do them for 6 hours? And can you do a different range of emotions while doing that voice? It's can you do that voice while doing an impersonation of another character, but you're still doing the original voice? It's I didn't think about that shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, my favorite interview was John DiMaggio. He does Bender on Futurama, and he was a Joker for a little bit. He
he?
Yeah, he was late 90s, early 2000s. I don't think he was Batman Begins, but...
Batman Begins is the film with Michael Keaton. You're thinking of Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond. I think he was. I can't remember. It's a lot lower... And the voice, the laugh isn't as high pitched as Mark Hamill's.
Yeah, but, kind of more of a sinister.
Yeah, he's definitely crazier. He's more where Hamill plays the little he's got definite mental illness while he's also criminally insane.
Yes,
he's more criminally insane and just
Is he the one that kind of has it? It's a little deep.
It's a big suit. And he wears the big. With the big lapels and the big orange tie.
Where he has that, that chill to
Batman
it.
kind of thing, yeah.
Real nice, man.
Yeah. I love that. That was my childhood, watching that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't get into superheroes till I was older, though.
So, yeah, let's take it back to the original question.
When did you become a nerd?
Yes, let's go to you.
Been watching Star Wars since I was old enough to hold my head up and shit. My dad took me to go see episode 1 when we were kids.
Yes.
But like I said, I wouldn't say I hit nerddom until I was probably out of high school. I got exposed to RPGs, fucking Elder Scrolls, Fallout, started watching Star Trek as opposed to Star Wars, and I think there's a lot more character build up.
You think so?
Well, you have what I was trying to say was, you have 7 films for Star Wars, and there's backstories, there's novels, there's books, TV shows,
video games,
there's lore, and there's shitloads of lore, and I dig the fuck out of that. But Star Trek, you get to watch this, and you have 7 seasons, 8 seasons with certain the series they've done, and you get all this character buildup, and you get this backstory, and it's all well written. The only one I've ever been really disappointed with was Enterprise, which came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But like Next Generation, I mean, the original series is campy. It's the props are bad. Like, it's just, I mean, it was like 1965 when they came out with this shit. But that was the big revolutionary thing, was you have, like, you're in the midst of the civil rights era. You know, black and white people are, like, openly fighting in the streets. We're hosing them down. And you go and turn your TV set on, and you're watching Star Trek, and you see black women, white men, Asian men working together. Like, no problems, and they're meeting green people, they're meeting blue people, they're meeting lizard people. They don't always get along, but they try and work it out, you know?
I like that.
And the whole mission of Star Wars is like you're fighting the Empire, and there's something like noble and poetic about that. Like you see your obvious right against your obvious wrong, and it's a good struggle. It's an honorable struggle. Star Trek is all about exploration and peace. That was like the first thing they tell people when they interact is like, we're on a scientific mission. We're not a warship. They do go to war. They fight a lot. They fucking fight almost every episode.
Well, you need action.
Yeah, you need action, because that shit would be fucking boring.
It sells, man.
It sells.
Have you ever seen Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, dude, I can't stand Seinfeld.
I got a guy that loves it. New York, that we work with, Josh.
Yeah.
He loves some fucking Seinfeld. He wants to binge watch it with me.
He's a New Yorker. I got family from the East Coast. They live in Jersey and shit. And
yeah.
I've always heard Seinfeld is New York humor. You like...
I told him that I'd watch it if he rocks a commentary podcast throughout the whole thing with me.
Fuck yeah.
Which, if you're down, because I know you want to... If you want to binge watch Doctor Who with me...
I'd be definitely down
Would you be... Which kind of... could possibly take away from the watching, which I don't want. I want to truly immerse into the Doctor Who, but I'm a sucker for content for the podcasts and the YouTube. So if you would be down to do a commentary throughout, you said you want to start at season 2.
Let's kill season 1 with a commentary, because like I said,
let's do it.
You don't miss a lot if you skip it. Like
let's fucking do it.
You'll miss a little backstory, but all of that can be explained in about 10 minutes.
I want to do this.
Let's do it. I'm so down.
So coming soon, Doctor Who season 1 commentary from Sean and Matt.
It's gonna be fun.
We got to get you a nickname if you're going to be being involved in shit. Because Dale, I call him like Dirty Dick Dale. Dale does him dirty. I got Kirk Kane, Hercules, Fred, the Black John Travolta, Savory Avery. I'm Sean. Something to write to Lewis. It's catchy. It sells. You know,
something that you can put on a poster.
Here's a question for you. Yes. Here's a question for you. Check this out. Would you be good or evil? Let's take it into your territory. Would you be Sith or Jedi, which could lead into something deeper?
Definitely tragic anti-hero.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a sucker for Frank Castle. I love the Punisher. I've always associated more with like the dark heroes, like the ones that like they have to do bad shit because it's the right, like ultimately it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to ask you this. And I'm going to word it this way first.
But definitely Sith.
Okay. I have a lot to say about that too, but we're on this now. You took it to the superhero realm. Okay. What are your views on the devil? And now I worded it like that just for reaction first. What are your views on Daredevil? I wanted to ask you, just to see what would happen first. Go ahead.
I hated Affleck as Daredevil.
You did?
I
enjoyed the music.
I can't even remember the music. I just was disappointed with it.
I just know it was really Stained-esque.
I've seen part of the TV show and I loved it.
It's amazing.
I've never read any of the books.
They're amazing.
But I've heard nothing but good shit about the show.
The reason I ask is because Daredevil, like Punisher, except he has a code. He's very dark, very fucking gritty, especially Frank. And I love that. I'm the huge fan of the dark and gritty, as you were just saying. Daredevil's thing, like Batman, is he refuses to kill. Which Daredevil and Punisher, which they collide a lot, makes for just fucking jizz-worthy comics. I love when they're together, man, because you have this guy that deep down is a good dude, but he's lost everything. And he feels the only way to ever come at peace with that is to get rid of what took it, and that's crime. The one-man war against that crime. And then you have Daredevil, who is a guy who just wants to be good. He wants to do the right fucking thing, but he's continuously thrown into these scenarios where he's viewed as a bad guy, where he's viewed as the
devil.
They dub him as the devil of Hell's Kitchen, but he's genuinely deep down just wanting to do the right fucking thing. That's beautiful. I love that they dubbed him the devil of Hell's fucking Kitchen. It's so unjust for him to receive that, but it fits so well, and it's thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh hell yeah.
I prefer Spider-Man's life to suck. The reason Batman is my number one hero, on top of him being the
his life is a shit sandwich.
Exactly. Everybody always says Batman's my favorite. This is how you can tell comic readers or people that actually participate in nerdom versus your everyday guy.
Yeah.
Okay, because your everyday guy is going to tell you, well, why is Batman your favorite superhero? He's badass. Oh, he'll beat everybody. Like, fuck that. It goes deeper. Batman's comics are dark. They're gritty. They suck all the time. Not suck as in content. Like, his life is fucking horrible. His movies. He is a dark, deranged dude. I genuinely believe Batman is just as insane as Mr. J. Yes, sir. And I love
he just
that.
knows how to hide it better.
Exactly. And I love that shit. What do you feel Alfred's crazy, though? Because he's associated with the Bat. Let's talk about that. Do you feel
No one really talks about Alfred.
Yeah, I never
feel
have.
like Alfred is fundamentally good no matter what. Alfred is always like, he raised that child from like fucking, I don't even remember how old they say he is when his parents get killed, but he raised this child by himself, essentially. And he was the father figure and the mentor that Bruce Wayne got when his parents were killed. I think Alfred is wholly good. I don't think he's insane.
I don't either. I just thought it was a cool question to ask.
I think he's like, if anything, he's like the voice of sanity in Batman's life.
In Batman's life?
Will just, I mean, you watch in the Dark Knight trilogy, you see Batman just getting his ass handed to him.
Yes.
All the fucking time. He's just getting in fights. But night after night after night, he goes out and does it. That's insane to me.
Yes.
And Alfred is the one who's like, take a day off.
Would you like some food?
You want some food.
Bruce?
You need to eat. You need to
Michael
drink.
Caine, that line. Fucking, would you like something to eat, Master Bruce? I can't.
Master Bruce.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Your Michael Caine rocks. With that being said, I too feel like Alfred is just genuinely a good guy. He has a lot on his plate, and he handles it so well. I also feel that, yeah, like I said, I feel like Batman is twisted in the head, though. Is everything fine?
Yeah, everything's good.
But
Batman's absolutely twisted. I think he takes his rage out.
Yeah.
He's like, he has all these pent up emotions.
Do you feel like if Alfred was to become absent, Bruce would go off the deep end?
I think so. Like I said, I think he's the voice of reason for a lot of what...
That's why I asked, because you basically have pinned him as his conscience in a sense.
He's
the good side.
He always goes to Alfred to ask his advice. It's like, should I do this? What should I do?
Whether he listens or not.
He doesn't always take the advice, but he always goes to Alfred. It's his most trusted friend, advisor, everything. And I think without him, he'd probably turn into Affleck Batman.
Which I love.
Which I was very happy with.
Okay, so...
I've heard a lot of hate for Affleck Batman, and I get it, but...
Affleck Batman...
I like seeing him, and I had this argument with Cowboy the other day. He's like, he wanted to see, like, a younger dude play Batman, or if they were going to go with an older Batman to bring back Clooney, which would have been fucking cool.
I disagree.
I would have loved to see Clooney's Batman.
I hate Clooney.
Whatever, man. He's better than Val Kilmer.
I love Clooney and Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
That's a great movie.
That's In Constant Sorrow. Anyway.
That fucking soundtrack is killer.
It's fucking hitting, dude. I've listened to it several times. Real quick. Ben Affleck's Batman is spawned from my favorite take on the Batman, which Alfred still exists in this comic. So, check this out. We have The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes.
Which I don't have my graphic novel, or I'd lend it to you. It's at my boy, hashtag This Is Armando, who was also a member of the cast. The Dark Knight Returns is 10 years into retirement. Mm-hmm. Batman hasn't done this shit. He struggles from liquor. He drinks liquor. He has a sense, it seems like PTSD. He's older. He's worn down when he fights. He comes out of his retirement. He's worn down when he fights. He's darker, less time for bullshit. It's real cut edge. You gotta see it.
Read it.
You gotta read it, and if you have time, Dark Knight Returns, I can get it for us on the internet. It's a fucking and so the cartoon translation from comic book is spot fucking on. It was wonderful. And this is also where the Batman versus Superman fight spawns from.
Right.
In this time when Frank Miller, same guy that's made 300 and Sin fucking City, which I'm a fan of, and my favorite run on Daredevil, where it's dark, it's gritty. Frank Miller, in this time, they were thinking about canceling Batman's comic books. Okay? Superman was the guy. He was selling out the ass, out the walls. I recently just learned this shit, so I find it fascinating because it makes sense now. So Frank Miller picks up Batman and completely redefines the Bat. And he felt it only right, with Superman being the number one guy, that they have to go head to head and prove for all time that Batman is the fucking man. You know, and anyway, this comic book changed the game on comics.
For sure.
It literally brought comic books to an adult level. You know what I'm saying? Which, it's amazing. Anyway, just a quick little piece of comic history.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen Batman and Bill? Hulu?
With you're talking about that documentary about Bill Finger and Bill Kane? Or Bob Kane?
Yeah.
Bob Kane, the creator of Batman? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I didn't watch it. So what's up with that? Because they're saying Bill Finger...
So what happened was you have Bob Kane saying, well, you have like a weekend to come up with like 3 new characters. Come up with some heroes. And one of the characters he came up with is called the Batman. And originally Batman was going to have like stiff wings, red costume, like the same original, like Batman, kind of like 1960s Adam West, kind of just like that, like the Batman sitting behind you.
Yeah.
He's got a Batman comic behind him. You can't fucking see it. We're not filming.
This is a figure.
Oh, really?
It's actually one of those paint figures, man.
What?
You paint it up. It's real quick while we're doing this. I know we're in the middle of podcast, but let me show you this. I'm a avid toy collector, so I still got it all in bag.
Oh shit!
And like unbroken, unput together.
Oh, it's a model. That's fucking tight.
All of it. I haven't touched it. Probably won't because I'm not creative. Like this is what it's supposed to look like here.
Yeah, let me just show you. I'll show you. Okay. So he had a completely different hat. The wings were like cowl. Excuse me. His wings came up fixed like this.
They were stuck.
They were stuck like bat wings, kind of. This was all red instead of blue, and he did some minor different changes to the costume. But basically, what this documentary is telling you, Bill Finger came up with the Joker. He came up with Thomas and Martha Wayne being killed. He came up with all the backstories for all the major villains. He came up with 90% of the storylines.
Really?
All of it. And Bob Kane got all the fucking credit for it.
Wow.
And Bill Finger kept ghostwriting for Bob Kane on the comics up until like the 60s.
And then Bob Kane just ran with it?
And Bob Kane just never once mentioned him. And like it came out in like the mid 60s that Bill Finger had actually done this, but Bob Kane kept saying, that's not true. We'd worked together in the past, but he has nothing to do with Batman. Until actually Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice came out, Bill Finger got credit for the creation of Batman. It said, based on characters created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. The only...
Is he dead?
Oh, he died in the 70s.
So
he died 30 years ago.
He didn't even get it. No, he didn't get to fill it.
His ex-wife and his ex-stepdaughter fought for like 20 years with Bob Kane's estate, with the people who own Batman, for years to get this, and they finally won their court case.
So dare we, on this cast, diss the legend of Bob Kane?
if you finish Batman and Bill, you will think that Bob Kane is a huge piece of shit.
There you go. You hear it live and direct.
I hate to say it because
it sucks, right? It kind of makes you feel like shit.
You know, I always looked up to Bob Kane as a kid. You know, he created fucking Batman, and then you find out. Here's the thing: the fucked up thing. The only credit he had to his name before that movie that he got to see in his lifetime was he wrote an episode of the Batman TV series.
Really?
He wrote an episode, and it was, you know, it says written by Bill Finger in the credits.
You know what's fucked? Stan Lee. I've heard him tell stories of spending time with Bob Kane and shit. And Bob Kane, I guess, ran with the Batman shit so damn hard that he'd be in a restaurant with Stan Lee, and they'd be sitting there, and Stan Lee would be his own self, you know, doing his thing, and like a waiter would come up and not acknowledge the fact that Bob Kane created Batman. He'd be like, "Do you know who I am? I created Batman."
Yep.
Sign a napkin and be like, "Here, this will be worth money for you one day." Like a dick. Like, for real? And you didn't even really come up with it.
And he didn't come up. Well, he
altered it.
He came up with the original basis, but Bill Finger did like 90% of the legwork. And it's sad to hear, but it's unfortunately the truth.
I'd still love to sit down with Bob Kane and talk. Is he alive?
Hell no.
Oh, see, we're
no, they're all fucking dead. All the original. Here, I got a good question. When did you find your first comic book?
Okay, so the first one I actually read?
Yeah.
That I cannot tell you. I can tell you my first purchased comics was at Wizard World.
With your wife?
No.
Okay.
Wizard World 2013, Tulsa. And my first purchases were about, I think, Spawn issue 1 to 25.
Oh, cool.
And a couple Spidey flicks. I didn't really read the Spawns because I was just like, oh, these are fucking great to have.
These are fucking cool. Spawn's a great book.
It is. The writing's not the best because
he's a cool character.
Yeah, the fucking idea of Spawn, and that's what I love. Especially sitting where I am now as a knowledgeable comic guy. You know, a comic caster, if you will. Support your hashtag support your local comic caster.
Hashtag buy local.
Yes, hashtag that. Anyway, sitting where I am now, okay, having read some Spawn.
Right.
Having understood the creation of Image comic books where Spawn came from.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, and some other guys, not quite sure who.
Right.
But they came from Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Correct? They were artists. Every single one of them were artists. They came together and formed a comic company, Image Comics, in which everybody on that, you know, I say label because I'm a music guy too, was all artists. None of them were story writers. So whenever people would buy, you know, Image Comics and stuff like that, Spawn and shit like that, it'd be for the art, not the story, because you open up that page and the art was fucking...
It pops.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the storylines, not so good.
The movie wasn't that great either.
But the suit looked fucking badass. And I would love to recast Michael J. White's big buff ass.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That is a sexy black man, my friend. I tell you what. He
killed it.
He did. But the movie, the writing wasn't the best, but I still enjoy it.
All right, well, what's your most valuable comic? Either
that I have
emotionally, like emotional attachment, or like monetarily.
Emotional attachment. It's always okay. Are we talking paper issues? Are we talking like
talking just actual books? Yeah.
Okay, actual comic books. Yeah. That's gonna be hard. I have over 1,200 to pinpoint one. One that I'm just stuck on. The fact that I have it, I think it's so fucking cool. Okay, I have issues 1, 2, and 3. And they're not issues 1, 2, and 3. They're actually... Give me a second. Right, 1 second. Yeah. Let me pull them. 1 second. Okay. Whoa. Sorry for the silence. I had to step away for a few seconds to grab these. Okay. Tales of the Teen Titans. I have issues 42, 43, and 44. Now, the reason these issues are very important to me, there's also one more issue that I am lacking. I have several Tales of the Teen Titans. I just don't have issue 44. The reason these are special to me because this is the run of the Judas Contract. Okay, the Judas Contract is where the Hive and Deathstroke and I forgot the girl's name fucking team up. The girl, Deathstroke's little chick, she's a child and they're doing things. It's weird. Anyway, he sends her into the Teen Titans and they accept her thinking that, she's a part of it. Her whole job is to
infiltrate.
Yeah, and fuck them up. And so anyway, all of that shit happens. Bunch of betrayal, bunch of bad shit goes down. But this issue right here, issue number 44, is the first ever appearance of Nightwing.
Hell yeah.
This is where Nightwing was, created. And that to me is so fucking special. And the storyline is good. I want to get issue 44. Birthday's coming, motherfucker. But yeah, I want to. And so these to me are just so fucking cool, man. I got Deadpool issue 1 and I got some other cool shit, but like they're just there.
These are the special ones.
This is very special to me. As far as prize, but like my favorite ever fucking comic storyline is The Dark Knight fucking Returns.
Yeah.
And then I'm a huge fan of a comic that you read.
Not very much.
If I lended you a book, would you read it?
I would read it.
Okay, Preacher.
I've heard of Preacher.
Oh my fuck. He's not a superhero, but this is as gritty as fucking it gets. Okay, so we have a catchphrase on this show, amongst the guys. Mm-hmm. It's when something is so good, we dub it as cousin fucking good. Due to Preacher, because Preacher is the definition of cousin fucking good. Now this is down home, redneck, southern fucking it's great. Marlboro red smoking. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I'm not going to give you too much on the storyline. I'm not even going to give you a piece of it. I'm going to just let you read it. It's about a guy named Jesse fucking Custer. He's a preacher who, just a bunch of great shit. You just have to read it. It's my second favorite comic book of all fucking time.
I'd read it.
And I'm a huge superhero guy. You understand? So I love
to divert from superheroes is a big thing. Okay.
I'm also into like crime comic books, man. I got a couple other books back here I'd suggest for you to read. Ed Brubaker's Scene of a Crime.
Yeah.
By far one of my favorites of all time. I like Ed Brubaker's stuff a lot. Frank Miller is my favorite fucking writer, though, who did Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, Sin City.
Yeah. My wife, she's read some of these. She reads every now and then, when I can get her to. Mm-hmm. So she's read Scene of a Crime. She fucking cried on it. I cried on it. I'm a softie when it comes to comics, film, porn, whatever. I cry. If there's a scene that needs to be cried to, I'm crying.
I'll cry too.
Haven't watched 16 Candles. I'll probably cry.
I'd avoid the show This Is Us, man.
Yeah?
Like,
I'd love to cry, though. Like, I love this.
Well, you'd love this show then because it's designed to, like, pull at every fucking heartstring.
I love that. I literally love... Oh.
My girlfriend and I binge-watched it when it came out on Hulu, the first season, and we cried like little fucking bitches.
Yeah?
Just, like, sobbing uncontrollably for, like, an hour.
So, that's awesome. I'm not trying to take away from.
No, it's funny. It was funny as shit because we're both just laughing. We're sitting there crying because of the dumb shit on TV, and we'll both look at each other, seeing each other crying, and just start laughing. And like, this show fucking sucks. Like, we're gonna watch the next episode. Fuck yeah, we are. And hit the play button.
It's funny you're saying that because I wasn't a crier, okay, until my wife, and it all started with one of the corniest, great film, but one of the corniest films ever. And this is where I got comfortable with my crying. Me and my wife were sitting on a couch watching The Secret Life of Pets.
Oh.
Fuck with me. Okay? And so, watched the whole movie. Of course, I complained at the beginning, like, no, I don't want to watch this. Which I have learned a lesson. I'm going to watch any fucking film my wife ever asks again. You know why. Due to. Anyway. So, we're sitting there. It's one of my favorite fucking memories, man. We're sitting there on the couch in the end of Secret Life of Pets. And it, spoiler alert, if you're into that kind of thing. We're sitting there, and it's literally the happiest fucking moment in the film, but I can't handle it because, oh my god. So, the whole film, they adopt this other dog, and, the other dog's like, yo, this is my fucking house, bro. Step out. This is my family.
Yeah.
And so they're beefing throughout the whole movie. They build a bond, become brothers. They finally make it back home because they get separated from their home and a bunch of crazy shit happens. Kevin Hart's a crazy rabbit, pooping everywhere. Anyway, they get back to the house. And the new adopted dog feels the journey's over. So he starts walking out, and the other dog looks at him and was like, where are you going? This is your home too. And the mom, like the owner, like hugs him, and I'm just like, oh my fucking God, that's so cute. I couldn't handle it, dude. And that's where I caught the sickness. And now to everything, I cry. I cried at Batman versus Superman. I cried on Spider-Man Homecoming. I cry on Civil War when fucking Tony Stark looks at Cap. He killed my mom, dude. Yeah. I'm just like, no. It's so fucking real. I cried during their fight because in my heart, it was so awesome to see, but I didn't want to witness these two wonderful people fucking banging it out. No. I cried when Wonder Woman fucked fucking Steve Trevor because, bitch, you're mine. You don't fuck him. All right? Have you seen Wonder Woman? Not to spoil anything, but she fucked Steve Trevor. I cried when some other things happened in that film. Oh my God, I can't.
You get the crying sickness.
I am a weakling when it comes to film. But good. I love it. That's what I love in my comics. That's what I love in my entertainment, period. If you cannot fuck with me emotionally, if you can't take my heart, throw it in a blender, spin that shit and fuck me up, put me on a ride. And this is why my wife is my favorite person to watch anything with. Is because she is just as fucking emotional. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there looking at her and it's fucked up, but whenever I see her tear up, I'm like, yes, dude. Fuck yes, you're in on it. Walking Dead, dude, fucked me up a lot. Me and her, and I just love it. Yeah. I love it. By the way, Rick Grimes, my favorite guy on that show. He's so badass the way he holds his gun. Mm-hmm. Oh, anyway. Not to get on, sorry to get on a big rant. But anyway.
I'll tell you. Pretty cool story. I'll have to bring these comics over next time I come over.
Okay.
We went to go. This is my grandma's funeral.
Yes.
We went over to see my grandpa. He lives up in New Jersey, and their attic is up above their garage, and the only way to get to it is put a fucking ladder up against the side of the house, climb that bitch, and unlock the door.
Yes.
And apparently, when my dad was a kid and everything, they turned that attic into a little fucking hangout.
Okay.
So we go up there, and there's, like, a fucking mattress, and there's, like, a table, and, like, comic books, and, like, old car magazines. Like, no porn, no weed, surprisingly enough. I did find an ashtray and some cigarette butts, but I found these comics, and, you know, they're ripped to shit. They've been sitting there in the fucking attic for 30 years, and I just, like, go around. We're trying to just take stuff, and he's like, whose are these? I don't want to take anyone if they want them. They're like, oh, those are your dad's. And I was like, I didn't even know he read comic books.
Yeah.
And I was like, I found out my dad's been a nerd his whole life.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was fucking cool. And, like, he passed away when I was real young.
Yeah.
So it's cool to find something that you can connect to. And, like, yeah, they're not worth anything. They're ripped
but
to
they're
shit.
Fucking,
but there's that emotional value
sentimental.
to it.
Yeah.
And it was cool to find. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what fucking superheroes they are.
That's beautiful.
But it's like, it was fucking really cool. I'll bring them over next
time. It would be
an
honor to see those, man. Especially since they're old, too. And they have heart value to you, man. I'd love to have the privilege to check something like that out.
I got them sitting on my bookshelf.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you need some sleeves, man, I got some sleeves I can let you put
them
in.
I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah.
I got them. They're up out of the way. They're safe.
Were you a fan of Dawn of Justice?
I did. I liked it.
I loved it.
I've always said that Batman will always beat Superman in a fight, no matter how it went down.
I've got to show you this shit. I know,
Bruce.
man.
I mean, Bruce has all the money in the world, so I was like, obviously he's gonna make kryptonite weapons.
Yeah,
I mean, that was gonna happen. I didn't necessarily think he would kill Superman, but I knew
he was about to.
I knew he'd beat him in a fight because he would. Because I mean, he won't kill him. That's his fundamental core value.
Yes.
But he will fight dirty if he has to, and he's gonna fucking beat Superman.
And see, in that particular film too, he was at his edge. He was kind of done being Batman.
That little flash forward where he's like being captured and like he whips out the 45s and everything. That's the Batman, and I know this is gonna piss people off, but that's the Batman I've been waiting to see. The Batman who has just been pushed past that edge where like he just can't take it anymore. He's done. He's broken his moral code.
Dude, you're gonna love Dark Knight Returns
because he's got. I mean, I can't even think of what else. I would have to be like the death of Alfred or something like that to send him over the edge.
He's had Robin snatched from him
a couple times.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I like to think that he's crazy enough not to have that spot broke. I don't know. You're gonna love the Dark Knight Returns. You're gonna fall in love. You're gonna come.
Probably.
But so I got some napkins.
I'll wear some different. I'll bring 2 pairs of underpants.
All right. Had something to fucking tell you, man. While we were on this whole thing. Oh, you're a fan of DBZ?
Yeah.
Okay. I have 2 things to tell you.
All right.
First off, I saw this picture on Facebook the other day that fucking made me jizz in my pants. Okay, it was of because they got this big Goku versus Superman thing going around the world. I am a believer in Superman. Just gonna state that while we're here.
He's a Saiyan, though, man.
I don't care. Superman's a Kryptonian, and he's super fucking man. Okay, but we can argue that on a later cast.
If he had Master Roshi with him, it'd be over.
All right, look, check this. So in this picture, it was Superman hovering over Goku just off the ground, maybe a foot.
Yeah.
You know, right here, and he's like, now you finally met a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
And then it showed Goku looking up at him, and his hair, part of it's black and it's yellow in the back because he's turning Saiyan. He's like, well, now it's time for you to meet a real Saiyan. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's going down. And that made me fucking trip. But brings me...
I'd watch that video.
I would too.
I would watch that fight.
It brings me to this question. Do you feel Goku is a deadbeat father?
He does run off and have adventures a lot.
I agree. I don't feel like he's a deadbeat dad. Goku's obviously
He was a great... I think Piccolo was a better father, though.
Right. Goku did the best with what he could, though. If he didn't do what he did...
Yeah.
Gohan would have nowhere to be home. Call home, you know? Nor would Goten, nor would any of those motherfuckers, because Vegeta's not going to solve the problem.
No.
Which Vegeta's my favorite Saiyan. But it's another story, too, for another time.
I've seen some Halloween costumes of Bulma and Vegeta.
Yeah.
And it's... People do them fucking right when they do them right, and it's fucking good.
I'm a huge Vegeta fan. Who's your favorite Saiyan?
Fuck. Probably Goku.
Goku's a good dude, but just like Superman, they're both so good.
There's a lot of complexities to the character, and it's like interesting to like get down to like what makes them what and like what their experiences have done.
I feel they're so much alike.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when it comes to personality, because they're both fucking goofy as shit.
Yeah,
they're so gullible.
Yeah,
the two of them.
Yeah, Goku's kind of stupid, especially when he's a kid.
I don't feel the fight would end.
No.
Or I don't feel it'd end in death, is what I'm going to say. And the fight wouldn't start because of Superman, unless Superman feels Goku is a villain.
Right.
The fight would not start. The only reason that fight would start is because of Goku.
Goku would start it.
Because he wants to be the greatest fighter.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even if he didn't necessarily kill Goku, he would beat him to with an inch of his life.
Yes.
And it would take hours. It would take at least 3 or 4 episodes of DBZ.
Especially with all the I don't feel Superman would understand that. I feel like
stand there for about 2 episodes just staring at each other, and they'd cut to Bulma doing something stupid, and then they'd cut back to them still staring at each other, and then they would start to charge up their powers and shit, and they'd be like, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, and then you'd have to wait another week.
And Superman.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da. I don't know. I feel like that's hilarious. I feel like while he starts charging, Batman would nudge Superman and be like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Hit him. You know what I'm saying?
Go
now. Unless you want me to handle this. Which I don't think that would work.
That wouldn't work out very well.
No, Batman, I'm sorry. Even though you're my favorite and I believe in you.
It wouldn't go well.
It just wouldn't. There's nothing you can do, Bats.
What about Martian Manhunter versus Batman?
Okay, well, this goes back to this. Batman has a plan to defeat everybody in the league.
Yeah.
Already prepared. So, I like to think Batman is already prepared for that, man.
Yeah.
And to stop Martian Manhunter, it's very simple, man. He's terrified of fire. You just gotta put him in some fire, and he's a puss.
Always loved that character.
Yeah,
he's just so goofy, but I always liked it.
Yeah?
He was one of my favorites in League.
Who is your favorite? I haven't asked you that.
Of the League?
Just no, of all.
Any superhero? Fuck. Probably Batman.
I can dig that. Who's your top 5?
Batman, Frank Castle, if you consider him a superhero.
Yes. He's in that lore, man.
Top 5.
You can give me top 3.
Luke Cage.
Ooh.
He's definitely top 5. I think those would be the top 3 at least.
Right
I just
on.
think Luke Cage is a bad motherfucker.
I like Luke a lot. I loved his show too.
Yeah, his show was cool. I like how he had to change every fucking episode, like at least 3 times.
His clothes?
Yeah. Just be like, Luke Cage! And then start peppering him and shit, and he just start go beating motherfuckers, and you're just like, I'm so fucking tired of this shit, and like rip the hoodie off.
On a non-serious note, my favorite part of the show is when he's Sweet Christmas. I love hearing him say that. Now on a serious part,
That is a sexy black man right there.
oh
I would
yeah,
give
my
him-
wife loved his ass.
Yeah.
But she's now, because her thing, hold on, let me finish what I was going to
Yeah.
say first, and then I'll tell you why she loves Luke Cage. Okay, so on a serious note, the reason I love Luke Cage is kind of what that show displays, man. It for one, it takes you into black culture deep. It dives right in, and
Oh,
I love
absolutely.
that. It was so fucking beautiful, huh? Yeah, of course. It was so beautiful. The hoodie that he wears, it
Yeah.
reminds me of Trayvon Martin. In
Okay.
a sense, and I kind of feel like that's why they put him in a hoodie
Right.
all the time, and I love that. It was very put your fist up
Yeah.
and represent. The scene where there's a dude kept calling Luke Cage the N-word
Yeah.
several times, and he picks him up. Don't call me that. You're gonna call me that in this park where great, and he listed off some wonderful black people, you
Yeah.
know, and like
Great people have stood here. Yeah.
we need a motherfucker like Luke Cage
Absolutely.
right now in our world. We need a motherfucker like that. The black culture needs a motherfucker like that.
Yep.
Our culture needs people like that. I don't know. It was beautiful and it was
I loved
poetic.
it. Yeah. They did it so well.
They did. I'm gonna tell you this, and I said this a couple casts back, and it's something I've just come to realize when it comes to the Marvel movies and the Marvel shows. Okay, I prefer the Marvel TV shows. The
I
Marvel
do.
movies are wonderful, but the shows are real.
They've been killing it with their Netflix shit.
They have.
Netflix,
They have.
I love Netflix because they give. You can get away with so much more. It's
Yeah.
not broadcast television. You have to pay for it, so they have to go with. They don't have to censor themselves.
Definitely.
They can get away with so much more shit than you couldn't. Like the time restraints aren't as bad. You don't have those 30-minute things. Usually
No, because
Netflix
the
is
show's
like an hour fucking
yeah,
long.
even just a show, an episode of something. Like the Marvel shows, most of them are like 45 to 50 something minutes. Like they take a while.
Yeah.
It's like watching a fucking movie.
Right. Let me tell you my favorite part of Luke Cage.
Okay.
It's that flashback where you find out where he gets his powers and everything
In the prison?
in the prison.
Yes.
And he gets like shot out of that chamber he's in. And
Yes.
he's like walking around still. He finds a pair of clothes
Yeah.
in the car.
The
and he-
original
And he looks at himself in the mirror and he's got the fucking headband. And
That's the classic
And I was
Luke.
like, that is the look. That's
is.
the book look. And I was like, that's a amazing little nod. to
I
that
love
look
that
right
they
there.
did that.
Yeah, that was my favorite fucking part.
Because I agree. It's not my favorite, but I love that you brought that up. It won't work, right?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work.
No.
It ain't gonna. But the fact that they had enough
had to, like,
respect to do that, I've been waiting for that from Danny Rand, the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate that.
I
I
haven't
don't
watched it yet.
I still love it. I don't give a fuck. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they haven't given him his costume yet. Daredevil already, he has
Obviously
his
has
suit
his.
and looking damn good in
Green
it.
Arrow looks damn good in
Yeah,
his.
I'm not a fan of the DC shows.
You don't like him?
I like
Do you
Gotham.
watch Gotham?
Gotham is the
fucking
shit. But do you know what it is? Why I don't like them? Because look, check this out. I told you already. I'm a big fan of the dark and gritty.
Yeah.
This is why I love Gotham. Green Arrow, Flash, and all.
Too light.
It's too light for me. I don't know. I'm weird. I like to feel sad and angry and mad.
It's good to feel those emotions.
But yeah, man, the Netflix shows, man, when it comes to the Marvel, I love those more than Avengers, more than like all of that. That's cool. You're bringing me Infinity War. I'm waiting for Punisher season 1.
Yeah. Oh my god.
To be
dude,
honest,
I cannot wait.
it's on its way. Have you seen the trailer?
No.
They got. I'll show you in a bit. But they got Metallica 1 as the song for
Yeah.
them, and as in between the drums, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, you know the song, right?
Yeah.
Instead of using drums, they cue in like guns cocking and him like using his fucking bullets.
That's
Like the
fucking
person that made that trailer was genius.
I love shit like that.
I do too. I'm big into movie scores.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I used to have a Hans Zimmer CD.
He's
and
wonderful.
It was all of his fucking like big scores from all of his big movies.
Yes.
It was fucking cool.
He is wonderful, man. I love what he's done.
You can like you look at the Jaws theme song. That's you play that shit and people's hair on the back of their neck will stand because it fucking
isn't that the
dun, dun,
yes
dun, dun,
yes.
Dun, dun, dun. You hear that and like people will still get a little bit nervous about that because that movie fucking freaked people out and you can convey that emotion, that fear.
That's a lot of people's favorite horror flick.
It's a good one. I like Jaws. I don't really like any of the sequels, but the original Jaws is real interesting to me because they went through some shit to make that movie.
Yeah,
like because that fucking Jaws robot broke down all the goddamn time.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was like it was hell to make that movie. So and they didn't have any money to do it, and like I think Spielberg might have financed it himself.
I haven't seen that film. Can you tell it's a robot?
Not entirely. I mean, this was done in the 70s, so like the animatronics aren't amazing, but it's good. It's good for its time. Cool little side note, they called it Bruce.
Really? Why?
That was just the name. Someone named it Bruce, and so you got Finding Nemo, the giant fucking great white shark.
Was it a nod
Bruce.
to Jaws?
Uh-huh.
I love little fucking Easter eggs, like dude. That, yes, yeah. I love shit like that.
Yeah,
man.
I love that's one of my favorite things about movies. If you can go, you watch Archer at all?
I have not.
Okay.
I know he's the guy that does Bob's Burgers.
That's another show we're going to have to probably do a commentary on.
We can do it.
Binge watch it. Because,
see, you can't throw out commentary to me and me not get excited because do you know what I see?
What?
From a businessman standpoint, because here I am trying to build a business, I'm just content. I want more.
I want to sit down and watch this with you because you start at season 1 and you can go up to like I think like they're at 7 or 8 now, but you have to pay attention to everything because you'll hear they'll make a joke in like episode 3 of season 1.
Do they reference?
And they'll reference that same joke in like season 4.
Yeah.
Like they keep they'll make jokes just like it's not like a blatant joke. There'll be like a little offhand comment one of the side characters makes, and then they'll bring that back up.
Yeah,
seasons later.
That's pretty cool.
That's the whole reoccurring theme of the show is like everything comes back. Like one of the big catchphrases was they'll say something gross and be like, "It's like, do you want help handling that? It looks heavy," and they're like phrasing, but you should phrase that differently. And he's an asshole about it. And then, like, they stop doing it, like, in some season. And, like, they're in the middle of a gunfight, like, 3 seasons later. And he's like, holy shit! Why did we stop saying phrasing?
Yeah?
And, like, they'll be like, Archer, what the fuck? And then, like, bullets going everywhere. It's like, come on, guys, that was a great thing. I don't know why we stopped doing that. And, like, he'll just keep talking about it for the rest of the episode.
That's funny. Here's an Easter egg for you.
Yeah.
Are you a Tarantino fan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very much so.
Did you know that all of his films
tie in?
Oh, fuck
Vincent
you.
Vega from...
Oh, you have it on it. Go hit it so they know.
Vincent Vega from Reservoir Dogs
is
Vic Vega's brother from... Or no, Vic Vega from Reservoir Dogs is Vincent Vega's brother from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Tarantino didn't direct it, but he produced the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft movie, which is fucking excellent if you haven't seen it.
Is it?
Yeah. And then you have Django Unchained.
Yes.
His wife is Broomhilda von Shaft. I don't know how... I'm not sure how Jackie Brown ties into it.
I love Jackie Brown.
It took me a long time to get into that movie, but once I was in it, I was way in it. Fucking Samuel...
I used to fucking... Hold on, real quick. I used to A and B. There's this option on my DVD player to A and B where you can sample a scene.
Right.
Where I just keep replaying, and I always play the scene where the white girl's getting fucked by the dude. The dude just cannot jack it. That's a joke. But there are films that I did that to as a kid. Anyway, continue.
It took me a while to get into that movie, but I like it. I know that... I can't remember how Inglourious Bastard ties in, but I know they're all somehow connected.
Yes.
They're all in the same universe. And I think that's fucking cool. I love anything Tarantino's.
I do too.
Pulp Fiction's arguably my favorite.
It is mine. A, because it was amazing. B, because Bruce Willis. C, because it was amazing. D, because it was amazing.
Samuel L. Jackson made that movie for me.
Really?
I like pretty much anything Sam Jackson does. And the fact that he's like a 70-year-old man and he still looks as good as he did like 20 years ago.
Black don't crack, man.
No, it doesn't. He's fucking out there as a 70-year-old man, still doing action movies. He's fucking killing it. Did you know that when they brought Nick Cage, what's his fucking Avengers character? Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He was originally a white guy.
Yes.
In the 60s. And when they brought him back in the 80s for the Avengers and shit, they modeled him after Samuel L. Jackson.
Really?
So the fact that he looks exactly like the comic book character is no mistake. Like the guys have been like, yeah, we modeled him off Sam Jackson. Like the bald head and the fucking eye patch, like it was meant to be.
That's fucking dope.
Perfect, yeah.
That's dope. I'm a fan of Samuel. I'm also a fan of Denzel.
I love Denzel.
But
first Denzel movie I ever watched, probably one of my favorites, Remember the Titans.
Yeah?
That was always one of my favorites.
I think mine was American Gangster.
That's a damn good movie. Him and was he Frank Lewis?
Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas, yeah.
Yeah. Training Day was cool.
That's a good one.
I love him a lot,
Man on Fire is pretty good.
But, yeah, I'm a big fan of them, too. I like Jamie Foxx, too, man.
I like Jamie Foxx can be serious. Jamie Foxx can
Jamie
be
Foxx
funny.
is a damn good actor.
He's him on In Living Color, Shanae and all that shit.
Yeah.
Is some of the funniest shit I've ever watched in my life.
Here's something fascinating that I want to check out. You're a Netflix watcher.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey has a documentary.
I've heard where he thinks he's dead.
No. Within this film, the film is made up of clips of what is it? The B footage?
B-roll?
The footage that was shot during the shooting of the movie.
Oh, okay. Behind the scenes kind of shit.
Yeah, and Miramax, I think it was Miramax, I'm probably incorrect, would not release it due to they didn't want Jim Carrey to look like a fucking dick. So, Jim Carrey has struggled with self.
Yeah.
A whole fucking lot.
Yeah, he's got problems.
I like who he's becoming. He seems like he's getting closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the type of actor that would not shut off.
Right.
And it shows it obviously in this film. And I guess he's comfortable with it being out now.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this film, like the character he played, he did not stop, and he would not stop for anything.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being is because he didn't know who. This is the deep reason.
Yeah.
Which I just find beautiful that he's coming out with that. He didn't know who he was. And
Right.
this is how he felt he could get attention. And he didn't necessarily know how far he wanted to take it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I just find that fascinating.
That's
I want to
cool.
see it.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in that.
Yeah, I want to see that. That looks dope, man. But
I'd like to see him as the Joker.
I would too. I loved him as Riddler.
Yeah. I'm not... the 90s Batman movies are hard for me to watch. They're not terrible, but...
Well, if you got fucking, what is it, Christopher Nolan's Batman now, like you...
Yeah, I've been spoiled by Chris Nolan.
Yeah, and now we got Affleck rocking Batman, but I'm saying Chris Nolan killed the Dark Knight trilogy with Christian Bale.
Absolutely. My favorite picture of Val Kilmer is from a few years ago after he got way fat.
Yeah.
And it's him just kind of looking over his shoulder, smiling, and he's like, you can see the rolls and everything, and he's just like, hey guys, remember when I was Batman? Like, that shit fucking kills me. I mean, he would be... I liked him. I liked his Batman. I think
He was alright.
Michael Keaton was one of my favorites.
He is my favorite from
he's a real
Batman Returns.
He's real underrated.
Is it Batman Returns?
I think it was just Batman.
The Batman...
He did Batman and Batman Returns.
Batman Returns is my favorite of the old ones.
Those were the Tim Burton ones. That was when you get the fucking cool-ass... Batmobile, and
yes, my favorite Batmobile.
Instead of it being that old Crown Vic they used.
Actually, I think my favorite Batmobile is the one with Riddler and Two-Face. It's the Batmobile that Robin steals or whatever to go try to pick up chicks or whatever, and it got like the blue lights within the engine and shit. Oh, that shit was so fucking brutal.
I like the Tumbler.
The Tumbler's cool, man, but it's not my favorite at all.
No, I like that it shot out a fucking bat cycle though.
Yeah.
That shit was cool.
It's pretty fucking dope.
I like the way they went with it. I think that was more... I feel like you have the older ones. I feel like the older movies were a little bit more true to the comics and like style of the Batmobile and shit like that. But the way Chris Nolan did it, I feel like that's a more realistic representation of what Batman would be using.
The Tumbler is similar to the Batmobile, more like a bat tank.
Yeah.
Batman uses in The Dark Knight Returns.
Right.
The Dark Knight trilogy is also based off of The Dark Knight Returns and some of Batman Year One, which is also a cool book written by Frank Miller. But yeah. I
definitely want to check that out then.
It's good, man. I'm definitely gonna have to show it to you.
Absolutely.
But I guess this has been living. Yeah, let me get that. This has been Living with My Wife, Batman and Hip Hop, episode number 25 or 26. One of those, maybe even 27. Who knows? I don't think I'm that high up yet. I'm Sean, something to write to Lewis. Your main man, something to write to. This has been Matt. See, we need a nickname.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Something.
You guys can find us at Geek World Network on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. And you guys can like our Facebook page where we do a whole lot, most of our action outside of YouTube, at Comiccaster. Hashtag support your local Comiccaster. My boy Brandon Had Enough Young is doing a tour right now, so be sure to holler at Had Enough on Facebook to get some tickets. Check out Universal Visioneers on SoundCloud. Go like Nocturnal Winter's Facebook page. They're a how would you describe that band? Death metal. One of those metals, just metal as fuck. Hit them up for some tickets. They're doing some shows. I'll be there dressed as Spider-Man eventually. Is that all I got?
I think that's it.
At Geek World Network. Get at us on YouTube.
Meteorites hit my house last night, broke my fish tank, pancake my wife, the life flight's coming to save her, that'll be major, hospital bills to endanger, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money. The bigger the bug, the better antenna, I hop a red eye, fly jet just like a Jedi, the chick said I was meta to radium, because of the pipe in which I stuck the birthday gun, to Pompeii I copped the volcanic rock, snuck it back home stuffed in a hockey sock, I don't hacky sack, I tobacco pack, strictly additive free, strike the match. Meteorites hit my house last night, broke my fish tank, pancake my wife, the life flight's coming to save her, that'll be major, hospital bills to endanger, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money. A likeable guy, a bicycle by on my 10-speed, going to the library to find some hemp seeds hidden between the dog-eared pages of the sheet music for rock of ages by the band. The outstanding overdue finds are all go unquestioned, you know. That library staff so passive-aggressive they fail to ask why I've had the best of beats who barely cartoons checked out for the last 8 years. They keep a shut mouth, that's fine by me, no steep fines for me, more free time to creep behind aisle 3. There are see-through bookshelf spaces, well-read lovely, soft and complicated, won't bite the bait that might catch the type of girl that might be quite impressed to see me standing tightly gripping a picture book of arachnids, ripping out the page about the brown recluse, the baddest bug. Meteorites hit my house last night, broke my fish tank, pancake my wife, the life flight's coming to save her, that'll be major, hospital bills to be enter, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cream cheese money, my cheese fry money, my cheese steak money, my cheese steak money, my cheese